Today, we're going to talk about 3 fundamental pillars that shape every successful, fulfilled life. If you focus on these, you can build a future that not only excites you, but also transforms every area of your life. These 3 things, clarity, action, and resilience, will guide you to not only achieve your goals, but to thrive in the face of challenges. The first pillar is clarity of purpose. Let's be real, if you don't know what you want, how can you expect to get there? Clarity isn't just about having goals, it's about being specific. It's about saying, this is what I want. And being so clear that you can see it, feel it, and touch it in your mind. Imagine trying to navigate without a map. You'll go in circles. The same is true for your life. Get crystal clear on what success means to you. Define your vision and let it drive every decision, every action. Next is massive action. Now, clarity is essential, but it's nothing without action. You can have the greatest vision, but if you don't take that first step, it stays a dream. It's the action, the hustle, the grind that bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. But here's the catch. It's not just about working hard. It's about taking massive, focused action. That means doing whatever it takes again and again until you get the result. When you're all in, your effort will compound and the momentum will drive you forward like a rocket. Finally, there's resilience in adversity. Let me tell you something, life will test you. It's inevitable. The question is, what will you do when the storm hits? Will you fold or will you rise? The most successful people are not the ones who avoid failure, but the ones who learn to bounce back stronger, faster, and more determined. Every setback, every obstacle is an opportunity to grow. You've got to develop resilience, the ability to stay centered, adapt, and keep pushing forward no matter what comes your way. These 3 things, clarity, action, and resilience, will transform your life. When you have a clear vision, take massive action toward it, and develop the strength to overcome any obstacle, you become unstoppable. Focus on these, and I promise you, the life you've always dreamed of will become your reality. Let's make it happen. When it comes to achieving greatness, nothing is more critical than clarity. Clarity is the compass that directs every action, every decision, every moment in your life. Without it, you drift tossed by circumstances, distractions, and the expectations of others. But when you have clarity, when you know exactly what you want and why you want it, you become unstoppable. Clarity is about more than just setting goals. It's about creating a vivid, detailed vision for your life that lights you up. It's seeing your future so clearly that you feel it in your gut, you can taste it, touch it, and hear the sounds of that reality. You know, deep down, what your purpose is and what your ultimate destination looks like. That clarity becomes your driving force, your North Star. If you woke up every single day knowing exactly why you're getting out of bed and what you're working towards, how much more powerful would your actions be? You'd move with confidence, with certainty. Every decision becomes easier because it aligns with that larger vision. You're not guessing, you're not wondering, you're not questioning yourself or hesitating. Clarity gives you the certainty to take massive, focused action. Without clarity, it's easy to get overwhelmed or sidetracked by short-term distractions, fear, or doubt. When you're clear on your purpose, all that noise fades into the background because you have a laser focus on what truly matters. And here's the secret: clarity comes from within. It's not about what the world thinks you should do. It's not about living up to someone else's standards or chasing goals that don't light you up. It's about looking deep inside yourself and asking, what is my truth? What do I truly want out of life? For some, that might mean success in business. For others, it might be about building a legacy with their family or creating something that leaves an impact on the world. The point is, your clarity is unique to you. Clarity is not a one-time decision, it's a practice. It's something you refine and deepen over time. It's about reconnecting with your vision every single day and asking yourself, is this still the life I want to create? Am I moving in the right direction? If you don't check in regularly, life will take over. We all know how easy it is to fall into routines, to get caught up in the day-to-day grind. But when you make clarity a priority, when you take the time to constantly reconnect with your purpose, it gives your life meaning and direction. It empowers you to say no to what doesn't serve you and to double down on what does. And clarity isn't just about your goals, it's about your values. It's about knowing who you are at your core, what you stand for, and what you stand for, and what you're willing to fight for. When you're clear on your values, you build a foundation of integrity and authenticity. People will sense that from you. They'll see that you're living from a place of alignment, and they'll respect that. You'll attract the right opportunities, the right people, and the right experiences into your life because you're moving with purpose and conviction. When you have clarity, the journey becomes more enjoyable too. Instead of feeling lost or unsure, you can embrace the challenges, knowing they're part of the process. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a step toward that clear, compelling vision you've created for yourself. It's not just about the destination, it's about having a direction, a purpose that fuels everything you do. Clarity is power. It's the foundation for everything you want to achieve. When you're clear about what you want and why you want it, everything in your life starts to align. You'll have the focus, the drive, and the resilience to make your vision a reality. Massive action is the bridge between your dreams and your reality. It's the thing that separates those who wish for success from those who achieve it. You can have the clearest vision in the world, but if you're not moving, if you're not taking relentless action, then that vision will never materialize. The universe doesn't reward intent, it rewards effort. And not just any effort, consistent, focused, massive effort. It's easy to talk about goals, to plan, to think and strategize, but where most people get stuck is in the doing. Why? Because massive action isn't comfortable. It requires you to push yourself beyond what feels safe, beyond what's easy. It's about stepping up every day, regardless of how you feel, and putting in the work. And let's be clear, massive action doesn't mean trying a few things and seeing what happens. It means committing fully, all in, no matter the obstacles, no matter the setbacks. The beauty of massive action is that it creates momentum. In the beginning, it can feel like you're pushing a boulder uphill. You're putting in all this energy, but the results may not show right away. But if you keep pushing day after day, that boulder starts to move. Slowly at first, but soon it picks up speed. That's the power of consistent action. Every little step compounds over time. What seems insignificant in the moment becomes monumental when added up over weeks, months, or years. Suddenly, what once felt impossible becomes inevitable. It's about quality, too. It's about taking the right actions, those that are aligned with your vision. It's not about being busy, it's about being productive. Too many people confuse movement with progress. They're working hard, but they're not moving in the direction of their goals. They're spinning their wheels because they're focused on tasks that don't matter, or they're distracted by short-term results. Massive action requires focus. It means identifying the few key actions that will have the greatest impact and doubling down on those relentlessly. Here's where most people falter. They expect results too soon. They take action for a few days or weeks, but when they don't see immediate success, they pull back, they lose faith. But massive action isn't about getting results overnight. It's about staying committed, even when the results aren't visible yet. It's about trusting that if you keep showing up, day after day, the breakthrough will come. You might not know when, but it's coming. Success is like a garden. You can't plant seeds today and expect to eat the fruit tomorrow. You have to water those seeds, tend to them, and trust the process. Taking massive action also means being willing to fail, because here's the truth: you will fail. You will stumble, you will make mistakes, and you will experience setbacks, but failure is part of the journey. It's not a sign that you should quit, it's a sign that you're trying. Every failure is a learning opportunity. It shows you what doesn't work, which brings you one step closer to what does. The only way to fail is to stop taking action. As long as you're in motion, you're still in the game. And massive action isn't just a one-time thing, it's a lifestyle. It's about conditioning yourself to operate at a higher level of intensity and focus day in and day out. It's about training your mind to embrace discomfort, to thrive under pressure, and to keep pushing forward no matter how tough it gets. This kind of action creates massive results because it forces you to stretch beyond your limits. It forces you to grow, to adapt, and to become the kind of person who can handle the success you're striving for. The truth is, most people are afraid of massive action because it demands more from them. It requires sacrifice, discipline, and the willingness to go beyond what you thought was possible. But that's the price of success. If you want to live an extraordinary life, you have to be willing to do what others won't. You have to be willing to act when others hesitate, to keep going when others stop. Massive action is about setting a standard for yourself that is non-negotiable. It's about deciding that you will do whatever it takes for as long as it takes until you get the result. It's also important to understand that massive action creates opportunities. When you're out there putting in the work, you're not just waiting for success to find you, you're actively creating it. Opportunities arise because you're in motion. Doors open that would never have opened if you stayed still. The more action you take, the more the universe conspires in your favor. You start to meet the right people, stumble upon the right resources, and see opportunities you didn't see before, all because you were willing to take massive action. So if you want to change your life, if you want to achieve something extraordinary, it's time to stop thinking and start doing. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect plan. Start now. Take action today. And then do it again tomorrow and the next day until it becomes who you are. Because at the end of the day, it's not your dreams or your intentions that define you, it's the actions you take. When life hits hard, and what separates those who succeed from those who fall short is one thing: resilience. Resilience is your ability to bounce back, to stand strong in the face of adversity, and to keep moving forward no matter how many times you get knocked down. It's not about avoiding challenges or setbacks, because let's be real, challenges are inevitable. It's about how you respond to those challenges that defines your success. You see, adversity is life's greatest test. It doesn't just test your strength, it tests your character. It forces you to confront who you really are, what you're made of, and how much you're willing to endure to achieve your goals. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. The question is, what do you do when things don't go according to plan? When the world throws curveballs and nothing seems to work the way you envisioned. That's when resilience steps in. Resilience is a mindset. It's the belief that no matter how tough things get, you have the power to overcome. It's about refusing to let failure define you. Failure is simply feedback. It's telling you what didn't work so you can find what does. But too many people let failure stop them in their tracks. They hit a roadblock and they think, that's it, I can't go any further. But the truth is, the greatest breakthroughs often come right after the greatest struggles. That's why resilience is so critical. It keeps you in the game long enough to get that breakthrough. Resilience doesn't mean you never feel discouraged or that you're never afraid. It means you feel those emotions, but you don't let them stop you. You acknowledge them, but you push through anyway. It's about managing your emotions, not letting them control you. You may feel fear, doubt, or frustration, but resilience allows you to push forward in spite of those feelings. It gives you the emotional fortitude to keep going even when the world feels like it's crumbling around you. Adversity reveals what you're truly capable of. When everything is going smoothly, it's easy to stay motivated and confident, but it's in the tough times, the moments of struggle, when your true strength shows up. Resilience is built in the fire of adversity, not in comfort. Every time you face a challenge and get back up, you become stronger. Every time you experience failure and decide to try again, you build the muscle of resilience. Over time, this muscle becomes so strong that no setback, no failure, no adversity can knock you out of the game. Resilience also means being adaptable. It's about recognizing that life isn't always going to go according to plan. And that's okay. You've got to be willing to adjust, to pivot, to find a new way forward when the path you thought you were on gets blocked. Too many people give up when their initial plan doesn't work, thinking that's the end. But resilience teaches you that there is always another way. It's about staying flexible and open to new possibilities, even when everything seems to be falling apart. What's important to understand is that resilience isn't something you're born with, it's something you develop. It's like a muscle that grows stronger every time you use it. The more challenges you face and overcome, the more resilient you become. It's through the struggles that you build the capacity to handle whatever life throws at you. You develop a sense of inner strength that says, no matter what happens, I will find a way. And that belief, that certainty in yourself is what allows you to keep moving forward when most people would quit. Now, resilience isn't just about surviving adversity, it's about thriving through it. It's about using adversity as a catalyst for growth. When things get tough, you have two choices. You can let the adversity break you, or you can let it build you. Resilience is about choosing the latter. It's about looking at every challenge as an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become better. It's about asking yourself, what is this challenge here to teach me? How can I use this experience to become stronger, wiser, and more capable? In fact, some of the most successful people in history faced extraordinary adversity. They didn't succeed because life was easy for them. They succeeded because they had the resilience to keep going when others would have given up. They learned to see adversity not as an enemy, but as an ally. They embraced the challenges because they knew that every challenge was an opportunity to build their resilience and get closer to their goals. Resilience also comes from having a strong sense of purpose. When you have a deep reason why you're doing what you're doing, it gives you the strength to keep going when things get tough. When you're clear on your purpose, the challenges become less overwhelming because you know they're part of the journey. You're willing to endure more because you know what you're fighting for. That sense of purpose fuels your resilience, giving you the emotional fuel to push through even the darkest times. At the end of the day, resilience is about staying in the game. It's about refusing to give up no matter how many times you fall. It's about getting back up one more time than you get knocked down. And here's the thing, when you develop resilience, there's nothing life can throw at you that you can't handle. You'll become unshakable. You'll face adversity head on, knowing that it's just a stepping stone on your path to success. Adversity is not the enemy, it's the proving ground for your resilience. It's the fire that forges you into the person you were meant to become. Each setback is just an opportunity to grow stronger. Each failure is just feedback. And with resilience, you can turn every obstacle into a stepping stone for your ultimate success. Emotional mastery is the foundation of personal power. It's the ability to manage and direct your emotions, not letting them manage you. This is one of the most critical skills you can develop because emotions drive every decision, every action, and every outcome in your life. Whether you're building a business, pursuing a relationship, or striving for a personal goal, your emotions will either push you forward or pull you back. Mastering them means you control the trajectory of your life. Let's be clear, emotional mastery doesn't mean suppressing your emotions. It's not about pretending you don't feel fear, anger, or frustration. Emotions are a natural part of the human experience, and they're powerful indicators of what's going on inside of us. But emotional mastery is about understanding your emotions, recognizing them for what they are, and then choosing how you respond. It's the ability to step back from the intensity of the moment and make decisions that align with your long-term vision, rather than reacting impulsively based on temporary feelings. Here's the truth: most people let their emotions run the show. When things are going well, they feel great. When things get tough, they crumble. They ride the highs and lows, never realizing that they have the power to control how they feel. But emotional mastery flips that script. It gives you the power to create and maintain the emotional states that serve you, regardless of what's happening around you. It's about taking control of your emotional thermostat and deciding, this is how I choose to feel, and this is the state I'm going to operate from. One of the first steps to emotional mastery is awareness. You have to become conscious of your emotions and how they're affecting your decisions and actions. Too often people act on autopilot, letting emotions like frustration or fear dictate their behavior without even realizing it. But when you bring awareness to your emotions, you create a space between feeling and reacting. In that space, you have the power to choose how you respond. This awareness allows you to see your emotions as signals, not commands. They're telling you something, but they don't have to control you. Next is understanding that your emotions are the result of your focus and meaning. What you focus on determines how you feel. If you focus on what's missing, what's wrong, or what could go wrong, you'll feel negative emotions, fear, frustration, doubt. But if you shift your focus to what's good, what's possible, or what you're grateful for, you instantly change your emotional state. The same event can produce entirely different emotions based on the meaning you give to it. Emotional mastery is about choosing empowering meanings, even in difficult situations. It's about asking yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this serve me? How can I grow from this? Another critical aspect of emotional mastery is state management. Your emotional state is directly linked to your physiology, how you use your body. Think about it when you're feeling confident. How are you standing? How are you breathing? Your posture is strong, your breathing is deep, your chest is open. Now compare that to how you feel when you're stressed or anxious. Your shoulders slump, your breathing is shallow, and your energy is low. Emotional mastery involves consciously using your body to create the emotional states you want. If you want to feel powerful, confident, and energized, stand up, take a deep breath, move your body with purpose.
By changing your physiology, you can instantly shift your emotional state.
Another key to emotional mastery is emotional resilience. Life will test you. There will be moments that challenge your patience, your confidence, and your sense of control. But emotional mastery is about learning to bounce back quickly from emotional setbacks. It's about developing the emotional flexibility to adapt and recover when things don't go your way. You can't always control what happens, but you can always control how you respond. Emotional resilience allows you to feel the emotion, process it, and then move forward without getting stuck in it. It's the ability to maintain your emotional center no matter what chaos is happening around you. Emotional mastery is also about cultivating empathy and compassion for yourself and for others. When you master your emotions, you're not just reacting from a place of ego or defensiveness. You're able to step into other people's shoes, see things from their perspective, and respond with understanding. This skill is crucial in relationships, both personal and professional. When you can manage your own emotions, you create a space for deeper connection, trust, and collaboration. You become less reactive, more patient, and more effective in handling conflicts or challenges with others. But let's not forget, emotional mastery isn't about eliminating negative emotions completely. There will be times when you feel fear, anger, or sadness. These emotions are part of the human experience, and they can actually serve you if you know how to manage them. Fear, for example, can be a powerful motivator when channeled correctly. It can push you to prepare better, to be more cautious in a risky situation. Anger can fuel action when it's directed toward positive change. The key is not to let these emotions consume or control you, but to use them as tools for growth and progress. And emotional mastery ultimately leads to emotional freedom. When you master your emotions, you stop being a victim of circumstances. No longer are you at the mercy of what happens outside of you. You gain the power to shape your inner world, to create the emotional states that empower you rather than being controlled by external events. Emotional freedom allows you to pursue your goals, build relationships, and live your life from a place of strength, certainty, and inner peace. It's the ability to choose joy, gratitude, and fulfillment even when life gets tough. In the end, emotional mastery is about becoming the master of your own destiny. It's about taking control of the one thing you can always control, how you feel and how you respond. When you master your emotions, you master your life. You're no longer swayed by the ups and downs of circumstances, but instead you create your own path with clarity, purpose, and unwavering focus. Emotional mastery is the ultimate form of personal power, and once you have it, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Quality relationships are the bedrock of a fulfilling life. They are not just a source of comfort or companionship, they are the fuel that propels you toward your goals, the foundation that supports you through challenges, and the mirror that reflects back who you truly are. Success in any area of life, whether personal or professional, is deeply influenced by the quality of your relationships. It's easy to focus on strategies, tactics, and skills when pursuing success, but if your relationships are lacking, it will show up in every area of your life. The truth is, no one achieves greatness. Relationships are a two-way street. They require effort, intention, and nurturing. And when you build relationships on a foundation of trust, respect, and genuine care, they become a source of immense power. Quality relationships give you strength during tough times, provide wisdom when you need guidance, and offer celebration when you achieve something great. But more than anything, they give life meaning. You can have all the success in the world, but without deep, meaningful relationships, it will feel empty. Building quality relationships starts with authenticity. People can sense when you're being real and when you're putting on a front. True connection happens when you show up as your authentic self without masks or pretense. That means being vulnerable, being willing to share not only your strengths, but also your fears, your struggles, and your imperfections. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, but in reality, it's one of the greatest strengths you can have in relationships. When you're vulnerable, you give others permission to be vulnerable too. And that's where real deep connection begins. It's earned over time through consistent actions, honesty, and integrity. Trust means you do what you say you'll do, you're reliable, and people can count on you. It means being honest even when it's uncomfortable and communicating openly. In relationships, trust is everything. Without it, there's no foundation to build on. But with trust, relationships can weather any storm. They become unbreakable, even in the face of adversity. Another critical aspect of quality relationships is mutual respect. Respect means valuing the other person's thoughts, feelings, and boundaries. It means treating them with kindness, even when you disagree. In a world where disagreements and conflicts are inevitable, respect is what keeps relationships strong. You can have different opinions, different backgrounds, or different life experiences, but when there's mutual respect, those differences become opportunities for growth rather than sources of conflict. Respect also means recognizing and appreciating the strengths of the other person, acknowledging their contributions, and never taking them for granted. Communication is the lifeblood of any relationship. It's about listening, really listening with the intent to understand, not just to reply. So many people think they're communicating when, in reality, they're just waiting for their turn to speak. But in quality relationships, there's a deep level of communication that goes beyond words. It's about empathy, tuning into the other person's emotional state, and being present in the conversation. When you communicate from a place of understanding and care, you create a bond that transcends superficial interactions. It allows you to address challenges head-on, resolve conflicts effectively, and strengthen the relationship over time. One of the most powerful elements of a quality relationship is emotional support. We all face struggles, challenges, and moments of doubt. In these times, having someone in your corner who believes in you, who supports you, and who lifts you up can make all the difference. Quality relationships provide a safe space where you can be yourself, express your emotions, and receive support without judgment. And it's not just about receiving support, it's about giving it too. When you show up for others in their times of need, when you're the one who offers a hand or a shoulder, you deepen the connection and trust in the relationship. Empathy is also essential in building and maintaining quality relationships. It's the ability to step into someone else's shoes, to understand their feelings and perspectives, and to respond with compassion. Empathy creates emotional closeness and connection because it shows that you care not just about what someone is saying, but about what they're experiencing. It helps resolve conflicts, bridge differences, and strengthen bonds. When people feel understood and valued, the relationship becomes stronger and more resilient. A key aspect of quality relationships is that they push you to grow. The best relationships are not just about comfort, they're about growth. They challenge you to become better, to stretch beyond your current limitations, and to evolve into the person you're capable of becoming. In quality relationships, there's a balance between support and challenge. You support each other through tough times, but you also challenge each other to step up, to take risks, and to pursue your highest potential. When you're surrounded by people who believe in you, who challenge you to grow, you find the strength to push through obstacles and achieve things you never thought possible. It's also important to recognize that quality relationships require effort and intention. They don't just happen by accident. You have to invest time, energy, and attention into the people you care about. It's about making time for meaningful conversations, showing up consistently, and being there when it matters. Too many people take relationships for granted, assuming that they'll always be there. But relationships are like plants. They need to be nurtured, watered, and cared for if they're going to grow. The more you invest in your relationships, the more you'll get out of them. Lastly, quality relationships are built on love, real, unconditional love. Whether it's in a romantic relationship, a friendship, or even a professional relationship, love is the highest form of connection. It's about caring for the other person, wanting the best for them, and being willing to give without expecting anything in return. Love means putting the other person's needs ahead of your own at times, being selfless, and acting from a place of kindness and compassion. When love is at the core of a relationship, it has the power to overcome any obstacle. At the end of the day, the quality of your life is a reflection of the quality of your relationships. When you surround yourself with people who lift you up, who support you, and who challenge you to grow, you thrive. You're not just living for yourself, you're living in connection with others, creating a life that's rich in meaning and fulfillment. And the more you focus on building and nurturing quality relationships, the more success, happiness, and purpose you'll experience in every area of your life. A growth mindset is one of the most powerful tools you can possess. It's the belief that your abilities, intelligence, and talents aren't fixed. They can be developed and expanded with effort, learning, and persistence. This mindset it's a fundamental shift in how you approach challenges, opportunities, and even failure. It's the difference between staying stuck where you are and constantly evolving into the person you're capable of becoming. When you embrace a growth mindset, you see the world differently. Challenges become opportunities for growth rather than threats to your ego. You start to view effort not as something to be avoided, but as the pathway to mastery. You no longer fear failure because you understand that failure is simply feedback. It's a stepping stone to success, a way to learn what doesn't work so you can get closer to what does. People with a growth mindset are not defined by their setbacks, they're defined by how they rise from them. One of the first principles of a growth mindset is the understanding that your potential is not predetermined. Too many people think that their abilities are fixed, that they're either good at something or they're not, that they have a natural talent or they don't. But science and experience show us that this isn't true. Your brain is capable of remarkable growth and change through a process called neuroplasticity.
This means that the more you challenge yourself, the more you learn, and the more you push your limits, the more your brain rewires itself to become stronger and more capable.
A growth mindset thrives on effort. In our culture, there's often a misconception that if something is difficult, it's not meant to be, or that if you're struggling, it's because you lack the talent or ability. But those with a growth mindset understand that effort is the currency of success. The more effort you put in, the more you develop your skills and abilities. In fact, every great achievement in history, whether in sports, business, science, or the arts, was the result of sustained effort, not just natural talent. It's about grinding through the tough moments, putting in the hours, and continually improving over time. The magic is in the work. Another key element of a growth mindset is embracing challenges. Where most people see challenges as obstacles to avoid, those with a growth mindset see them as opportunities to grow. Challenges stretch you, push you outside your comfort zone, and force you to develop new skills and strategies. Without challenges, there's no growth. People with a fixed mindset tend to avoid challenges because they're afraid of failing or looking bad. But when you embrace a growth mindset, you understand that challenges are where the real progress happens.
You learn to welcome the discomfort because you know it's a sign that you're growing.
A growth mindset also reframes the concept of failure. In a fixed mindset, failure is a verdict. It means you weren't good enough, smart enough, or capable enough. But in a growth mindset, failure is simply part of the learning process. It's not the end of the road, it's just a bump along the way. Every time you fail, you gain valuable insights into what didn't work and what you can do differently next time. In this way, failure becomes a powerful teacher. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than most people have even tried, but it's their growth mindset that allows them to see failure not as a permanent setback, but as a temporary detour on the path to success. One of the greatest powers of a growth mindset is that it fosters resilience. When you believe that your abilities can grow and develop, you're more likely to persevere in the face of adversity. You don't give up when things get hard, you dig in, find new strategies, and keep pushing forward. This kind of resilience is what separates those who succeed from those who give up too soon. The ability to bounce back from setbacks, learn from mistakes, and keep going is the hallmark of a growth-oriented person. Feedback is another essential part of the growth mindset. People with a fixed mindset tend to shy away from feedback because they see it as a critique of their inherent abilities. But in a growth mindset, feedback is a valuable tool for improvement. Whether it's positive or constructive, feedback gives you insights into what you're doing well and where you can improve. Instead of taking feedback personally, those with a growth mindset use it to fuel their growth. They understand that no one is perfect and that there's always room to get better. By seeking out feedback and using it effectively, you accelerate your learning and development. The growth mindset also encourages a love for learning. People with this mindset are always seeking out new knowledge, new skills, and new ways of thinking. They understand that the more they learn, the more they grow.
This creates a virtuous cycle. Learning fuels growth, and growth fuels more learning. People with a growth mindset are lifelong learners. They're not content to stay in their current state of knowledge or ability.
They are always looking for ways to expand their horizons, whether that's through formal education, new experiences, or simply being curious about the world. Another aspect of a growth mindset is its focus on process over outcome. In a fixed mindset, people are often overly concerned with the result winning, being the best achieving the goal. While outcomes are important, those with a growth mindset understand that the process of getting there is just as valuable, if not more so. They focus on mastering the small steps along the way, knowing that the outcome will naturally follow. This process-oriented approach allows them to stay motivated and engaged, even when progress is slow or setbacks occur. They trust that if they keep working on the process, the results will come. One of the most profound benefits of a growth mindset is that it frees you from the fear of judgment. In a fixed mindset, people are often paralyzed by the fear of what others will think if they fail, struggle, or don't live up to expectations. But a growth mindset shifts the focus away from external validation and toward personal growth. You stop worrying about proving yourself to others and start focusing on improving yourself for your own sake. This creates a sense of inner freedom and self-confidence that can't be shaken by external opinions or temporary setbacks. The growth mindset also has a profound impact on your relationships. When you approach relationships with a growth mindset, you believe that people can change and evolve. You're more patient, more forgiving, and more open to working through challenges with others. You understand that conflicts or misunderstandings aren't permanent barriers, they're opportunities for growth and deeper connection. This mindset allows you to build stronger, more resilient relationships because you're not stuck in rigid patterns of thinking about who people are or how things should be. At its core, a growth mindset is about possibility. It's about believing that you're not limited by your current circumstances, abilities, or past experiences. It's the belief that with enough effort, learning, and persistence, you can grow into the person you want to become and achieve the goals you've set for yourself. It's a mindset that empowers you to take action, to keep moving forward, even when the path is difficult, and to see every obstacle as an opportunity for growth. When you live with a growth mindset, you open up a world of possibilities that would otherwise remain closed. In the end, the growth mindset is not just about achieving success, it's about living a life of continuous improvement, learning, and fulfillment. It's about embracing the journey and knowing that no matter where you start, you have the power to grow, change, and create the life you desire. Every experience, every challenge, every failure is simply part of the process that shapes you into the person you're meant to become. Contribution is one of the deepest, most fulfilling aspects of life. It's the act of giving beyond yourself, using your time, energy, resources, and talents to make a meaningful impact on the lives of others in the world around you. Contribution is not just about charity or philanthropy, it's about leaving a lasting legacy and making the world better because you were here. True fulfillment in life doesn't come from what you get, but from what you get. When you contribute to something greater than yourself, you unlock a sense of purpose and meaning that nothing else can provide. At the heart of contribution is the understanding that we are all connected. No matter how independent or self-sufficient we believe we are, none of us can thrive in isolation. We live in an interconnected world, and the contributions we make, whether big or small, create ripples that impact others in ways we may not even realize. Whether you're helping a neighbor, mentoring someone, or working to solve a global challenge, every act of contribution builds stronger connections and makes the world a better place. The more you contribute, the more you enhance not only the lives of others, but your own as well. Contribution starts with the mindset of abundance. Many people hesitate to contribute because they believe they don't have enough money, enough time, enough expertise. But the truth is, everyone has something to give. Contribution is not about waiting until you've made it or reached a certain level of success before giving back. It's about recognizing that right now in this moment you have something valuable to offer. It could be your skills, your knowledge, your support, or even just your presence. When you shift your focus from scarcity to abundance, you start to see the many ways you can make a difference, no matter where you are in life. The act of contributing transforms you. It shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have to offer. When you contribute, you step outside of your own problems and concerns and start thinking about how you can be of service to others. This shift in perspective not only helps those around you, but it also elevates your own sense of purpose and fulfillment. Contribution allows you to transcend the daily grind of life and tap into something greater. You stop asking, what can I get, and start asking, how can I give? And in doing so, you find that the more you give, the more abundance flows into your own life. One of the most powerful aspects of contribution is that it cultivates a sense of purpose. Purpose is one of the deepest human needs. We all want to feel like our lives matter, like we're here for a reason. Contribution is the gateway to discovering that purpose. When you focus on how you can serve others, how you can solve problems, or how you can leave a positive mark, you begin to tap into a deeper sense of meaning. You realize that your life isn't just about accumulating achievements or material success, it's about making a difference, and that's where true fulfillment lies. Contribution also builds character. When you give, especially when it requires sacrifice, you develop traits like empathy, compassion, and generosity. You start to see the world not just from your own perspective, but from the perspectives of others. This broadens your understanding of the challenges people face and inspires you to take action. Giving is not always easy. It often requires time, energy, and resources that you might prefer to keep for yourself. But it's in those moments of selflessness that you grow the most. You strengthen your integrity, you deepen your empathy, and you become more connected to the world around you. One of the most rewarding aspects of contribution is the impact you have on the lives of others. Sometimes we underestimate the difference we can make. A small act of kindness, a word of encouragement, or a gesture of support can completely change someone's life. It's not always about grand gestures or monumental contributions. Often it's the small, consistent acts of service that have the most profound impact. And the beauty of contribution is that it creates a ripple effect. When you contribute to others, you inspire them to do the same. One act of generosity can spark a chain reaction that leads to a greater good far beyond what you can see. Contribution also connects you to a community. When you contribute, you become part of something larger than yourself, whether it's a local charity, a global cause, or even just your immediate circle of friends and family. Your contributions help build bonds of trust, respect, and unity. These connections are essential to our well-being. Humans are wired for connection, and when we contribute to a community, we not only strengthen that community, but we also fulfill our own need for belonging and significance. Contribution isn't just about giving, it's about creating a web of relationships that enrich your life and the lives of those around you. Contribution requires vision and leadership. To make a real difference, you need to have a vision for the change you want to see in the world. This vision gives direction to your efforts and inspires others to join you. Contribution isn't passive, it's about taking initiative, stepping up, and being a leader in your own right. Whether you're leading a movement, spearheading a project, or simply leading by example in your everyday life, your contribution set a standard for others to follow. Leadership through contribution is one of the most effective ways to create lasting change because it inspires others to take action as well. In contribution, there is a deep sense of reciprocity. While the primary intention is to give without expecting anything in return, the act of giving often brings rewards that are far more valuable than what you put in. When you contribute, you receive fulfillment, purpose, and a sense of connection that money or material success can never buy. The satisfaction of knowing that you've made a difference, that your efforts have positively impacted someone else's life, is one of the greatest rewards you can experience. This feeling of contribution creates a cycle of giving. When you experience the joy and fulfillment of contributing, you're inspired to do even more. It's a way of life. It's about cultivating a mindset of service, where you're constantly looking for ways to make a difference, no matter how big or small. Whether you're helping a stranger, contributing to your community, or working toward a global cause, every act of contribution adds up. Over time, these acts compound, creating a legacy that far outlasts your individual efforts. This is how real, lasting change happens, not through isolated acts, but through a lifetime of contribution. Ultimately, contribution is about legacy. It's about the mark you leave on the world. At the end of your life, it won't matter how much money you made or how many accolades you received. What will matter is the lives you touched, the people you helped, and the difference you made. Contribution is your opportunity to create a lasting impact, to be remembered for more than just what you achieved for yourself, but for what you gave to others. It's about creating something that outlives you, something that continues to benefit others long after you're gone. In the grand scheme of life, contribution is what gives life meaning. It's the highest form of fulfillment because it aligns with our deepest human instincts to connect, to give, and to grow. When you live a life of contribution, you experience a sense of joy, purpose, and satisfaction that no material success can provide. You realize that the more you give, the more you grow. And in the process of contributing to others, you not only transform the world, you transform yourself. In the end, life comes down to the focus we place on what truly matters. Clarity of purpose, massive action, resilience in adversity, emotional mastery, a growth mindset, quality relationships, and the power of contribution. These are the pillars that shape a life of fulfillment, meaning, and success. When you have clarity of vision, when you're committed to taking bold action and developing the emotional strength to weather any storm, you build a foundation that no challenge can shake. A growth mindset fuels your potential, allowing you to evolve, while the relationships you nurture provide strength and connection along the way. But above all, it's your willingness to contribute, to give beyond yourself, that defines the legacy you leave. It's about the impact you make, the lives you touch, and the difference you create in the world. When you focus on these things, when you align your life with these principles, you not only create a life of success, you create a life of significance. So go out there and live with purpose. Take massive action, embrace challenges, master your emotions, and never stop growing. Build deep, meaningful relationships, and above all, contribute to something greater than yourself. In doing so, you'll unlock the kind of life that isn't just lived, but one that is truly extraordinary.